Everything in this video can be found on a public domain, and the full disclaimers down below. Hey, welcome to the Danger Zone. It's Ashley. I wish you lots of love and many blessings. And a very special thank you to Candy, Peter, Razzie, and Jay.
To your resting place. Members of the royal family will walk in the procession, but not the Queen.
It never ends with them. Meghan and Harry have made their situation go from bad to worse by disclosing personal information that should have stayed in the family. Everybody's asking what's up with Gayle King. Why is she so personally involved? If you're going to be on TV, delivery is everything. Folks pay attention to the tiniest details. Gayle feels a little too comfortable in this situation. That's my opinion. That tells me she knows way too much. Folks are baffled over the fact that she has personal animosity against the Queen. So it seems. You can hear it in her voice.
But not the Queen.
Not the Queen.
I'm pretty good at reading people, I must say, and in my personal opinion, Gayle and Oprah both have been told way too much. You can hear her distaste for the Queen in her voice, loud and clear. As if the Queen's a very spoiled and pampered woman. That's what flew out of her mouth. And where do you think she got that from? Another Meghan original, y'all. But it gets worse.
William and Harry, there's no secret about this, have had a strained relationship, you could say, since Harry stepped away from his royal duties.
Gayle's duty was to cover Prince Philip's funeral. It was not to get personal about Meghan, Harry, and the family. But she went there anyway. Not only was she hostile about what she was saying, but she was extremely antagonistic and very rude.
And Princess Anne, his sister, will walk behind their father.
She made such a big deal out of the fact that Princess Anne was in the procession, she didn't understand why she was the only female. Aside from the fact that, hey Gayle, that's his daughter. It's not strictly a man's position. She's getting a lot of heat for what she said. It was rude and very sexist.
Today, I'm so glad that the sun is shining as we all say farewell to Prince Philip. But I know we keep saying this is a scaled back funeral, and it is, but it still seems very large, very official, and very grand.
My buddy Jay thinks that she was trying to get her jab in because of the big deal that everybody's made of Meghan's $40 million wedding. She wanted to point out how frivolous it was, especially during this pandemic. What is it to her? She was being nothing but antagonistic, you guys. She was keeping the pot stirred.
It's also coming with family drama. Everyone's watching to see what's going to happen with William and Harry. You know, Harry's been there, has been in quarantine, it's my understanding, and just was released from quarantine yesterday. But a lot is being made of them walking behind the casket today.
The Queen had one request from the family as well as the media. Let that day be Philip's. Nobody else. When reporting on royal news. Once the Queen settled down and she heard and seen what all was put out into the media, especially by Gayle, and what Meghan's done, she is so mad, y'all. She is so tired of Meghan's PR game. Not only did Gayle and Omid keep everything stirred up, but Meghan, a quote-unquote royal insider, had decided during the funeral to toot Meghan's horn, letting the world know via media that Harry and Meghan had laid a wreath in honor of Prince Philip. But it didn't stop there. Meghan had a very important handwritten card attached to it. And like a good little boy, Harry's the one that delivered that very important note, trying to make the entire situation all about her. Look at me, y'all. Out of all those wreaths, you hear about one, Meghan's. And look at it compared to everybody else's, like we wouldn't have known that was her. She was outdoing everybody else's funeral wreath. She is ridiculous. Speaking of ridiculous, Harry made a huge mistake. He actually tried having a conversation with Princess Anne, and she let him know really quick, without saying a word. Get away from me. I don't want anything to do with you ever again. They say she's going to hold a grudge for life, due to the fact that her dad had to die, knowing what a weasel Harry was, selling out the family like he had. He tried warming up to his uncle and his uncle's wife Sophie, and she wasn't the only one he went up to. Now the fallout between those four, happened long before they announced they were leaving. Sophie and Edward, so it's been said, welcomed Meghan and Harry both with open arms in the beginning, but they learned really fast you can't be sweet to Meghan. They felt that Harry and Meghan both were extremely disrespectful during their time as senior royals, and as a result they had words. I wish I knew the whole story, but my buddy Jay said it happened months before they decided to announce their leaving. They wouldn't even acknowledge his presence. Sophie and Edward would not speak one syllable in Harry's direction. Mission accomplished, Meghan. I don't feel a bit sorry for Harry. He brought all of this on himself. And it started the moment his private flight hit the tarmac. Who do you think put out there that he took a commercial flight? Really? We're talking about Harry, y'all. I didn't buy it for a second, not one. Just another lie to make him look like Captain Save-A-Planet. We totally knew better. The moment he lands and steps off that private jet, here comes the royal security team. I felt that was very generous of the royal family to send over, some security. Harry, in true brat nature, decides to turn them away. Thanks, but no thanks. I brought my own security team. That had to have been orchestrated with Meghan's help. I don't think his brain works that way. Just exactly like the letter he supposedly wrote to his dad right before his grandpa died. In all actuality, she probably wrote that letter or made him write what she said. It was a wasted effort because it didn't do a dang bit of good. Charles has decided when he takes the throne, he's scaling back the monarch quite a bit. It's being said that it won't include Harry and Meghan or their quote-unquote children. And this hasn't sat well with Meghan. Harry's thrown quite a bit of fit too. He wanted to meet up with his dad before he left back for the States. But it seems like Charles had different plans. Charles already sat down with William and Harry. They talked just a little bit. Harry doesn't feel like anything's been worked out. So now he's invited his dad and brother to Montecito to finish their conversation. And both William and Charles said, we have things to do. We won't be joining you in Montecito. And the Queen even told Harry, hey, I support your dad and brother 100% in this. And they're saying that Harry was due to fly back home yesterday. But he postponed his flight, leaving Meghan waiting in hopes to finish the conversation with his dad. And it didn't work out for him. Oh, Harry, you shouldn't have left Meghan waiting. And since now everybody's still upset and nothing's been resolved, seems like Meghan and Harry have decided to pull out the big guns. There's a media story making its rounds, reminding folks how archaic the monarch is, and Prince Charles will more than likely not ever make it to the throne. I personally find the timing of this very suspicious. And I'm not the only one. All sorts of people are coming out of the woodwork to say, hey, this seems like a planted story to me. Folks are taking note. Every time Harry and Meghan don't get what they want, all of a sudden, the institution, as they call it, is nothing more than archaic. Monarchy will die as soon as the Queen does. This has to be planted by her PR people. Watch, it happens every time. And now Harry has decided he wants to stay for the Queen's birthday. And the Queen is saying, no thanks. Go on home, Harry. Go be with your pregnant wife and child. Now, speaking of racism and his wife, there's a clothing company that she dabbles in from time to time called Everlane Clothing Brand. She loves to prance around in those freebies she gets, from jumpsuits to handbags. But this same brand, the one that she loves so good, Everlane, has been accused fiercely of being very racist and nasty to its employees. You sure don't hear talking about them, do ya? It seems only when it fits their narrative do they really care about racism. How fraudulent can you be? Just like Hollywood Harry, he now has an IMDb, claiming to be some big deal producer. Give me a break. Even using his granddad's funeral as one of his events. Dang, how low can you get? And don't you know if the Queen found that out, she'd be irate. I'm personally thrilled she doesn't want him at her birthday party. I hope you're having a good day today. I'll see you soon and we'll talk fast. Y'all please stay safe and be blessed. Y'all, the babies are growing so big so fast. I just love them. I can't help it.